Rafa, Queen's Park Rangers on Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup. Any players who will be available who weren't for Aston Villa, or any players who are now unavailable after Saturday?
We didn't have issues after the game, so normally the players that were playing, they could be available, more or less tired, but they could be available. And the problems that we had are the problems that we have. So that's it. James, that was injured, is not available. Jivamin, that was also injured, is not available. So it's just more or less the same player that we had before.
You alluded to it there, some players will be tired. So can you tell us a little bit about the challenge of managing your squad for this match? Because you're missing a lot of players. You have a game against Norwich City on Saturday, so you have to balance wanting to win the game with keeping players fresh.
Yeah, it's a difficult decision for different positions, no? And in the end, you can replace players in some positions. It's fine, but in some of them we are short of people, and then it's a big risk if you lose one of these players that you cannot replace. But at the same time, you have to try to be sure that you put a strong team on the pitch to compete and to win. So you don't have the time to recover properly, and then you have an important game coming soon. But in the meantime, you have to be sure that you make the right decision. So I said before when we play against Huddersfield that if we win, you are right. If you lose, why you didn't do this, why you didn't do that. So it's like that.
It's the first time this season you've had to react to a defeat. Ultimately, it was down to 9 minutes at Villa Park. How important that 9 minutes doesn't disrupt all the confidence and momentum you've built in the opening month of the season?
Yeah, I think that it's right. We have a lot of positives now these months, and you can see the reaction of the team losing games, and then even with 10 players against Huddersfield, we did really well. So the team has so character, very good attitude. So I'm happy with that. And then I say so many times, this one we didn't have the time to recover. I think we had the chances to score maybe before than them, apart from the first one of Mings, but I think we have the chances in the counter-attack that we could score. But it was so quick, the goal that we conceded, that we didn't have time. Now it's just to be sure that we take all the positives of the last games, we take all the positives of the training sessions and the reaction of the team in these games, and try to be sure that we will be ready for this one.
You mentioned the previous round where players came in and did do very well. And you've talked before about how players on the fringes of the team can react in two ways. They can train hard, understand exactly what the manager wants from them when they do play, or they can drop their heads. Are you seeing the right attitude from those players who are on the fringes at the moment?
Yeah, I think at the moment you can say that all of them, they want to impress, they want to do well. And it's always something that difficult to understand, especially at the end of the season. At the beginning of the season, I think it's easier for them to understand that they have to impress not just the manager, they have to impress the fans. They are professionals, so they want to show that they can play. But even if they think, oh, it doesn't matter what I will do, I will not play, still they have to show themselves in the window. So I think it's, for any of them, it's really important to try to perform. And I'm happy with that because I could see today in the training session that they were focused and they were keen to do what we wanted to do.
You've created an expectation in your opening 6 weeks of the season over the level of performance of the team and the style of play. So are you pleased with how things are progressing so far in terms of establishing that identity and what you want from the team?
Yeah, really pleased. And at the same time, we have to be realistic. So we know what we were, we know what we have done, and then we are doing really well. But at the same time, we knew that sooner or later we will have a defeat, and we needed to react, and we needed to be sure that everybody could understand that it's part of the game, and how you react is the key for the future. So I think that I said, for example, the fans, the last game at home, they were quite positive when the team was not playing well, and they knew that this team has the right attitude and the right reaction. So then they were expecting that, we did it, and then everybody was happy with this reaction, and has to be the same for the future. We have lost one game, we have an important game now in the Cup, and then the fans, what they can expect from us is that we will try to do our best from now until the end of the season.
You gave Salomon Rondon a first start at Aston Villa, probably sooner than was ideal because of the situation with players missing. But that's an hour of football in his legs. How has he recovered, and how close is he to reaching the fitness level that will allow him to show his best for Everton?
I think that also we have to explain. I think that our fans, they are clever and they understand the situation. We needed to bring a player with experience in the Premier League that could be a backup just in case, but we were not expecting. He was not playing for 4 months, so we were not expecting that he could start so quickly to play maybe full game. No, so then was a surprise. He's training hard. He's doing well. I think he has recovered well, and he will be ready. But the problem with him is when you are not fully fit, is that every time that you put him on the pitch, you have to see how much he needs to recover. But he's quite positive. He's training well, so I expect that he can give us what we are expecting from him.
And you had Ellis Sims in the squad at Villa Park as well. He obviously had a late start to his season because he had an injury. So what's your initial impressions of him, just working with him in training?
I will tell you something more because I was an interesting one. So we were training the day before. That is something that maybe some people, they don't realize how difficult it was. We were training and we lost, during the training session, we lost Richarlison and we lost Coleman Seamus. Then we thought that maybe Richarlison could do it, and he was not capable. And I went to talk with Marcel about the situation, and then Sims, that was training, has a couple of training sessions, was there. And he said, listen, are you happy to go? Are you ready? So, yeah, I'm ready. So just with a couple of training sessions after some months injured, we have to take him, and the lad was really happy, really excited. But we knew that he was not ready, and we know that he still is not ready. He shows in the training session that he can score goals. He's a big lad, and we were working on his movements a little bit, but we haven't had too much time. So please, because after some months still he has the desire, and he was convinced that he could help the team. Even when I was talking with Gordon to make a substitution, he was like, it's me. So he was excited. So I think that is positive, but we have to keep working with him. I saw some videos of him playing, and the training session that I saw him. He can score goals, and hopefully, if he can improve his movements, you never know. Maybe it's an option for us. If we recover the others, he needs time to play, but I'm happy with his attitude.
That atmosphere in the stadium, Evertonians will contribute to that. They've sold out their allocation again down in West London on a Tuesday night. It's a devil of a place to get to. So what does that tell you about the scale of Everton's support and the desire to see their team have success?
Always I say that the fans at home are amazing, but the fans away, they are even better because they go there. As you say, it's quite difficult during the week, and you have to go. You have to expect that your team will do well, and then come back happy. If not, still they continue going every game away. So I think it's amazing the support that we have, and hopefully they can carry on, and we can send them back with a smile in their faces.